almost cancelled the ride. Something about it felt off. Not the app, not the timing, just the driver. His name didn't show up at first, just a blank space where it should have been. No rating, no photo, just a car description and a license plate. I told myself it was probably just a glitch. It was late, around 2:08 a.m. I just wanted to get home. The car pulled up exactly on time, black sedan, clean, too clean. I got in the back seat. "Hey," I said. No response. The driver didn't turn around, didn't nod, didn't even acknowledge me. I figured maybe he just didn't talk much. Some drivers are like that. So I sat back, checked my phone, tried to relax. But after a few minutes, I noticed something. He wasn't following the route. The GPS on my phone showed a right turn ahead. He drove straight. "Hey, I think you missed the turn," I said. No response, not even a glance in the mirror. I leaned forward slightly. "Excuse me?" Still nothing. That's when I checked the app again, and this time, the ride wasn't there. No active trip, no driver info, nothing. My stomach dropped. Because I hadn't cancelled, and I definitely hadn't gotten into the wrong car. The plate matched, the car matched, everything matched. Except the app. I looked up slowly, met his eyes in the rearview mirror, and for the first time, he was looking back at me, unblinking. His eyes didn't look tired or distracted. They looked focused, like he'd been waiting for me to notice, waiting for me to realize. "Can you stop the car?" I said. My voice didn't sound right, too quiet, too controlled. He didn't respond, but he did something worse. He smiled. Not wide, not exaggerated, just enough. Enough to make it clear he heard me and chose not to answer. The car turned onto a road I didn't recognize. No streetlights, no other cars, just darkness. "Stop the car," I said again, louder this time. My hand moved toward the door handle. Locked. Of course it was locked. That's when he finally spoke. His voice was low, calm, almost gentle. "You're not supposed to be here yet." I froze, because I hadn't told him where I was going. I hadn't said my address out loud. The app was gone. So how did he know I had a destination at all? "What do you mean?" I asked. No response, just driving, steady, controlled, like this wasn't anything unusual. Then the GPS in the car flickered on, but it wasn't giving directions. It was repeating something, over and over. Recalculating, recalculating, recalculating. Except we weren't off route anymore, because now there was no route at all, just a blank screen. I tried my phone again, no signal, no service, nothing. Then he spoke again, quieter this time, like he was talking to himself. "Wrong one. Wrong time. Same name." My chest tightened. "Same name," I repeated. He nodded slightly, still watching me through the mirror. Then he said my name, full name, first, middle, last. I never told him that. The app didn't show middle names. It couldn't. "Who are you?" I asked. This time he answered immediately. "Not yours." The car slowed down, pulled over to the side of the road, middle of nowhere, rain hitting harder now. He unlocked the doors, click, but he didn't turn around, didn't look at me anymore, just stared ahead. "You can get out now," he said. I didn't move at first, because something felt unfinished, like I was missing something important. "Why did you stop?" I asked. He took a slow breath, then said, "Because this isn't where you die." I didn't wait after that. I opened the door and got out, rain soaking through my clothes instantly. The moment my feet hit the ground, the car sped off. Fast. Too fast. Gone within seconds. I stood there alone, in the dark, on a road I didn't recognize. No signal, no lights, nothing. Eventually I found my way back, hours later, called a real ride, got home, safe. But the next morning, I checked the app again. The ride history was back, normal. Everything looked fine, except for one thing. There was a completed trip at 2:08 a.m. Same pickup location, same destination, same time. But it wasn't me, because the receipt included a driver photo and a passenger photo. The driver was the same man, same face, same eyes. But the passenger looked exactly like me. Same clothes, same expression, sitting in the back seat, smiling. And the timestamp on that ride says it hasn't ended yet. Full audio design guide. Start with ad. Introduce gradually. Layer as story builds. Add during key moments. Use in silence, gaps. Insert when knocking is confirmed inside. End with first knock was so quiet. I thought it came from the hallway. Like someone outside my apartment. Maybe a neighbor. Maybe the wrong door. So I ignored it, went back to what I was doing. Then it happened again. Same pattern, 2 slow taps. But this time, it didn't sound like it came from outside. It sounded closer. Too close. I muted my TV, sat there for a second, listening. Nothing. No footsteps in the hallway, no voices, just silence. Then, right behind me, I turned around immediately. My apartment door was still locked, chain still on, deadbolt still turned. No one there. But that knock wasn't from the door. It came from inside the apartment. I stood up slowly. My heart was already racing, trying to rationalize it. Maybe pipes, maybe the walls settling, old building. But then it happened again, closer this time, from the direction of my bedroom. I live alone, no pets, no roommates, no one else has a key. I grabbed my phone, opened the camera, started recording. I don't know why, instinct maybe. I walked toward the bedroom door, slow, careful. Every step felt louder than it should. The door was closed, just like I left it. Then, from the other side, I froze, because now there was no doubt. Something was inside that room. "Hello?" I said. My voice shook. No response. I reached for the handle, stopped halfway, because something felt wrong, like I wasn't supposed to open it. But the knocking started again, faster now. Not 2 taps anymore, more frantic, like something trying to get out. or get my attention. I stepped back, pulled out my phone, dialed 911. It rang once, then the knocking stopped, completely. The operator picked up. 911, what's your emergency? I didn't know what to say. How do you explain that? I think someone's in my apartment, I said. They're in my bedroom. The operator told me to leave immediately. Stay on the line. Wait for police outside. I didn't argue. I backed away from the door, slowly, keeping my eyes on it. Then I heard something else. Not knocking. Movement from inside the room. Something dragging across the floor. I turned and ran, grabbed my keys, unlocked the front door, got out into the hallway. The moment I closed the door behind me, a single heavy bang from the bedroom. I jumped back, heart pounding. Police arrived about 7 minutes later. Felt like an hour. I explained everything. They went in, checked every room, closet, bathroom, under the bed, everything. Nothing. No one inside. No signs of forced entry. No broken windows. Nothing out of place. Except my bedroom door. It was open now, slightly. And the officer asked me something I didn't expect. He said, "Did you move your furniture?" I shook my head. No, because my bed had been pulled away from the wall, just enough to create a gap behind it. They checked behind it. Nothing there, just the wall. Everything looked normal again, too normal. They left, told me it was probably nothing, building noises, stress. I didn't argue. What was the point? But that night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the couch, lights on, watching the bedroom door. Around 3:04 a.m., my phone buzzed. A notification from the camera recording I started earlier. I opened it, watched the video. It showed me walking toward the bedroom door, hesitating, reaching for the handle, just like I remembered. Then the knocking started, from inside, clear as day. But right before I turned to run, the camera caught something else. The door moved. Not opening, not closing, just shifting slightly from the inside. Like someone was standing right behind it. And then the handle turned, slowly, from the inside. The video ended there. I deleted it, packed my things, left that apartment the next morning. But here's the part that still keeps me up. A few days later, I got my security deposit back, along with a note from the landlord. He said the previous tenant had filed multiple complaints about noises, knocking, coming from inside the walls. And one night, they called the police too. But when officers arrived, they found the bedroom door locked from the inside, and no one in the apartment. Sometimes, late at night, I still hear those same 2 knocks coming from inside my walls. The notification came in at 11:42 p.m. Motion detected at your front door. I almost ignored it. Those alerts go off all the time. A passing car, a stray cat, nothing unusual. But I wasn't home. I was still at work, and no one else had access to my house. No roommates, no family nearby, just me. So I opened the app, checked the live feed. The camera showed my front door, closed, locked, nothing moving outside. Then I noticed something in the corner of the frame, inside the house. A shape, barely visible through the narrow glass panel next to the door. At first I thought it was just the lighting, a shadow from the hallway, but then it moved, just slightly, enough to confirm it wasn't a trick of the light. Someone was inside. I froze, staring at the screen, trying to understand how that was possible. The doors were locked, the windows were shut. There was no sign of forced entry, and yet that figure was standing just out of view, like it knew exactly where the camera couldn't see, like it had done this before. I backed out of the live feed, checked the recorded clip. It started with an empty hallway, nothing unusual. Then, frame by frame, something stepped into view. Slow, deliberate, not rushed, not hiding, just entering. It wasn't wearing anything distinct, no mask, no hood, just a person, standing in my house. Then it turned toward the door, toward the camera, and for a second, I thought it was me. Same height, same build, even the way it stood felt familiar. Too familiar. I paused the video, zoomed in. The face was blurry, distorted by the glass, but the outline was identical. Then the figure did something I still can't explain. It raised its hand, slowly, and knocked on the door, from the inside. I felt my chest tighten, because I wasn't there. No one was outside to hear it, but the camera still detected motion, still sent the alert. The figure stayed there for a few seconds, then it stepped out of view again, back into the hallway. Gone. I called the police immediately, told them everything, gave them access to the camera feed. They arrived within 10 minutes, checked the perimeter, entered the house, room by room. Nothing. No one inside. No signs of entry. No damage. They asked if anyone else had a key. I said no. They asked if I had any enemies. I said no. Eventually, they left, said it might have been a glitch, camera distortion. But I knew what I saw. That wasn't a glitch. I stayed at a friend's place that night. Didn't go back until the next day. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Nothing moved, nothing missing. Just quiet. I checked the camera again, scrolled through older footage just to be sure. That's when I found something worse. A clip from earlier that night, before the alert. The same hallway. Empty. Then, the front door opened. From the inside. No one outside. No one entering. Just the door unlocking and slowly swinging open. Then closing again, on its own. After that, the figure appeared, like it had been let in, or let out. I stopped watching after that, deleted the footage, changed the locks, installed more cameras. Nothing like that ever happened again, at least not on camera. But every now and then, I still get motion alerts. Always late at night. Always when I'm not home. And when I check the live feed, there's never anything there. Just the empty hallway, the closed door. But sometimes, just for a second, I catch a reflection in the glass of someone standing behind the camera, inside the house, facing the door, waiting.